Everyone, this is Villains Man. We're your hosts, Justin Von Doom, JVD.
And I'm Evan the Great.
And this is episode 2 of our wrestling show, Angles and Promos. Last week we covered the huge event known as WrestleMania Weekend. We're in the second week after that, covering Raw from April 10th and Smackdown Live from April 11th. Last week I asked you some stuff about who you thought was going to be the next NXT champion. I thought just for reference and for fun, maybe we should pick who's going to hold all the WWE titles come the end of the year. So I figured, because we just had Superstar Shakeup, no one's sure if we're going to have a draft come this summer.
Yeah.
So they can still mix some stuff up. So right now we've got the heavyweight title still on SmackDown Live, held by Randy Orton. Who do you think's going to hold that at the new year? I'm talking December 31st. Who's going to hold it?
It will be Bray Wyatt of Raw. I think he is going to take the SmackDown belt from Randy Orton at the pay-per-view.
I think it's going to Raw. Alright, man, you say that, and the more I thought about it, I don't know who would hold that, but as quick as AJ Styles won it, I'm going to say it stays on SmackDown, that's going to go to Nakamura. I think they know that they can put enough faith in these guys that are new coming up and make their show popular. I mean, look, AJ carried SmackDown. He proved to me that he's the new Undertaker for SmackDown.
Oh, yeah.
When they started the draft, that's where Taker stayed. And I think that's what AJ is going to do. I mean, everybody thought he was going to go to Raw. We even talked about it last week.
I know, I thought he was definitely going over there.
But I think Nakamura is going to have it at the end of the year. I really, really do. Now, you say Bray's going to take the title to Raw. Well, who's going to hold the Universal title? Obviously, you're saying it's on SmackDown now.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar is going to show up at the SmackDown pay-per-view in, 5 weeks? And he will have that belt.
So you're saying he's going to hold it in a year, huh?
No.
Oh.
Nakamura will hold it at the end of the year.
Well, now. So we agree that Nakamura will hold one of the
I think the belts are changing.
Major titles at the end of the year. Myself, honestly, man, as much as they let Roman bury him, I'm thinking Braun's going to get it.
I would love Braun.
I think after this week, which we'll get into, they've got to give it to him. How about that U.S. Championship now that my boy Kevin Owens is on SmackDown?
That would be owned by Sami Zayn. I feel that they're fixing to push him. On SmackDown, the limited, well, I wouldn't say limited roster, the smaller roster of stars, but the better of the stars. I feel that they're going to let him have it.
I agree with that, and I think he's going to take that from Styles, which we'll get into. The Intercontinental title, Dean Ambrose, is on SmackDown, Raw now. Who's got it at the end of the year?
As much as I love Dean Ambrose, sometimes he boards me. But I believe he will hold on to that belt. Maybe Seth Rollins takes it from him, but I think they want to build him up more as a heavyweight. So I'm going to say he keeps it.
So you think Ambrose keeps it the entire time, or he loses it, wins it back?
He'll lose it, win it back.
So you're saying Ambrose?
Yep.
I'm going with Finn. I think they're going to start Finn from the bottom if he can stay not concussed.
I was about to say, he keeps getting hurt. It ain't his fault this time.
But they're going to push him. Like I just said with Nakamura, how they did Styles. Man, maybe Samoa Joe.
I love Samoa Joe, but I feel like they're going to underbook him.
I should have said that's who's going to hold the Universal title. But I'm going to stick with Braun. Okay, Cruiserweight title. We know we got Austin Aries. He's probably going to win it here.
I think he'll win that belt. No, he won't have it at the end of the year. He'll win the belt, and eventually he'll get moved off that show. Eventually, I'm going to say, man, who do I think is going to actually hold that belt? I love Gallagher. I'm going to say Gallagher. Jack Gallagher. He is so awesome. He's over with the crowd. He's big. Well, he ain't a big guy, but his personality is big. And they got to give it to him because it's still his. Oh, man, I don't know. I really like him.
No, you know what I thought you were going to say? Mustafa Ali. That's who I
love him. I love him. But I don't think Mustafa Ali's going to have it because he can't talk.
Man, I don't. Right now, you
Gallagher can do both.
You give him time. He's got.
He does.
It's April. It's my birthday, by the way. while we're recording this. Man, he's got plenty of time to learn, but he's awesome in the ring, and he's really starting to get over with
But then
fans.
you got Tozawa, and he's awesome.
Man, shit, I forgot about Tozawa.
It's kind of hard for me to say he won't hold the cruiserweight belt, but I don't know. I think I don't know. He might win it, but he won't be holding it at the end of the year.
All right. How about the Raw Tag Titles, currently held by the Hardys?
My favorite team, the Revival. I love
I'm going to agree with that myself.
them, and they're the heel. Raw's got a problem, and I figured it would shit more of their tag teams over, but they didn't.
Which we'll get into later.
We'll get into that later. But the Rivals, no matter what, they're the heel of that tag team division. So,
how about the SmackDown titles?
SmackDown titles. SmackDown don't have a lot of tag teams. Really.
I know, you said that, I thought, who in the world is on SmackDown?
Well, they got like the Usos, America Alpha, and Daniel Bryan actually believes in them. And maybe if they go a different route, because I used to hate the Usos, they changed them. I love them. Maybe they'll do the same thing with them. But the SmackDown titles, man, I think the Usos still have them. And man, that hurts me to say that, but I like them now.
Yeah. Man,
they're not my favorite team on there. I love American Alpha, but they're not going to be holding the belt at the end of the year. And you got those two teams kind of feuding. Now they could have new tag teams we don't know about.
see, that's what I'm expecting.
But
Because, I mean, man, I really thought they was going to keep the Wyatt family together, and you do have Luke Harper and Eric Rowan there. Man, it's just really hard right now, because SmackDown's tag team division is basically shit right now.
I know they need some work.
You know, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say this, and it's something that I really think they'll do, because it always seems like they're going to. Kevin Owens is going to turn face, and they're going to team him up with Zayn. Even though I just said he's going to have the U.S. title.
You know what's funny? They did that with on Raw with Sheamus and Cesaro.
Yeah, you know, when you look at everybody, man, that's a thing. You look at Team Hell No,
Yeah.
Rock Sock Connection,
It might
Dude
work.
Love, Steve Austin. I mean, they do that when it works. And they're best friends.
Yes.
So, Raw Women's title.
Raw Women's title. My girl Sasha.
You think Sasha?
Oh yeah.
Sasha. I'm going with Bliss.
I love Bliss.
Glad she's over there.
She's going to have it through the year, but Sasha will have it at the end. They want, I believe, next year in Mania, they're going to want Sasha having that belt going in. Maybe fighting Bliss. That'd be cool.
Man, I said last week.
I wish they wouldn't have moved Bliss, though. I loved her on SmackDown.
I did too, but you know what I said? I wanted to watch her and Sasha. I thought
Yeah.
Sasha would go to SmackDown, but I'm still going to get it. I just got nothing to say about that. SmackDown Live Women's title. Currently held by Naomi.
I shouldn't even have to think of this. It's Charlotte. Oh my God. Like, she should never lose that belt.
I'm telling you, Asuka moves up by then.
Oh, if she does.
I really do.
I love Asuka.
So there's our picks for the end of the year. That's a whole, another 8 months. But I thought it'd be interesting to go over that and in that amount of time, see where we're at,
It's bad if they move people up and these would want to change, but they can't change. They're in ink.
Yeah. They can't change for us. We're writing the script here. We're part of creative. All right. So this week we had the Superstar Shakeup and kind of go over who went where and how close we got.
Yeah.
We did really horrible. To Raw, you had Miz and Maurice.
I wish he would have stayed on SmackDown.
I mean, yeah, I do too. I feel that now he's going to be just nothing but a heel jobber.
It's kind of weird. Why did they move? Well, we haven't talked. We'll wait till we get done with everybody.
Kalisto, who obviously needed to be there for the Cruiserweight.
Yeah.
And he makes a good jobber. We got Ambrose,
Yeah.
Bray. And to me, that was the only big things they got was just them two.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I think Raw got the short end of the Apollo Crews, another jobber. And I talked about that the other week. Like, man, with all these people, how are they going to get jobbers? No, they did a pretty good job of giving the jobbers out. You got Slater and Rhino, a jobber tag team, and solo. My girl Bliss, Mickie James, you got a female jobber. Kurt Hawkins, you got another jobber. And Elias Sampson, the Drifter, you got another jobber.
He's somebody they could really do something with.
He's got a good look, and I think he's really
He
good.
is big. He is strong. He needs to be in a faction. Second week in a row, we need factions.
The two-man band with Heath Slater.
That'd be cool, man.
Riding the Rhino. To SmackDown Live, which everybody knew, that's the one that we both picked, the only one that I got.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn.
Yep.
My boy Kevin Owens, Jobbers Primo and Epico, Jobber Jinder Mahal, who can cuss Finn Balor, who's probably going to have a horrible cursed career now. Jobber Tamina for the women, Charlotte.
Yep.
Which you did pick Charlotte. Sin Cara, another jobber. Rusev, who's injured right now, with Lana. And the New Day, which you picked. So you had 3. None of us had none for Raw. It wasn't a big shakeup like I thought it was going to be.
No.
SmackDown really got the better end of the deal.
I think, well, I said this earlier, but I think SmackDown got the better end of the deal for the top stars. I think Raw got too much talent right now, and they're going to run some of it into the ground.
But do you think they have the prime talent?
They don't.
They don't.
But that's the problem. But they have, even after the shakeup, on Raw, you're building up Braun. I hate Roman, but you got Roman. And so you got them 2, and you got Seth Rollins.
You got the Shield, like I said I wanted on SmackDown for Raw, so you can still tease that. And you still got Joe. Well, here's what I think is what they done. Without Finn and Joe, they really set...
Finn, forgot about it.
Yeah, they really set Nakamura up good, because he's already had one hell of a match with Sami Zayn when he debuted NXT. You've seen him fight AJ Styles a ton of times. You know that's like Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle level matches you're going to have between. And they've got KO. So you've got 3 guys right there that fights his style that was going to make him look really good. Even though he looks good anyway.
Yes.
But you've got 3 guys that's going to work with him no matter. And I really think you're going to get a lot of rotation main events with those guys.
Oh, yeah.
And then the thing is, you throw Randy Orton in there, who's already faced... He's fought AJ Styles here recently, and they had a really good match.
I wonder if they're going to tag Randy Orton with somebody after he loses the belt.
But that's the thing, man. You look at where Randy Orton's at with all them guys, and when you brought this up earlier, what do you do with him?
Their tag team's weak. That's why I was like, I wonder if they're tagging with somebody.
But who do you tag him with?
I don't know.
I mean, who is on there that you tag him with?
Kevin Owens?
I'd rather see him and Sami Zayn. Him and AJ Styles.
Yeah, they'll be a better tag team. I don't know, man. I don't know who you tag him with. Randy's at a point in his career right now where he's still good, but he don't need to be champion. And he's had all these hell of matches. He's so great.
I mean, team up with Cena. I mean, Cena's still there.
Yeah, Cena is still there. Wow, that'd be weird. What if Cena... That'd be a good tag team, actually.
Yeah. You give them some belts really they've never kept on to for a long time.
I can see him building that up, actually. And then if you had Owens and Sami versus Cena and Orton at WrestleMania, and then you headline WrestleMania with Nakamura versus AJ Styles. Whew. And we're forgetting your boy, Baron Corbin.
Fuck, man.
We forgot all about him when we were talking about the United States Championship.
But still, there you go. What do you do with him? He just became big jobber is what he just became.
Unless they let him wear that U.S. belt.
Man,
whoa! What if he takes the belt from Randy?
Well, that'd be interesting. He's not great for that.
Right now, you're going to have Nakamura and Ziggler, and then over here you got AJ and Kevin Owens. If the belt does stay on there, he's like the only guy you can really put against Randy.
That's actually a really good point.
But Randy has that pay-per-view with Brady. He's losing that belt anyway. But if you don't lose that belt, Baron Corbin.
Okay, there you go. Well, speaking of, once Raw was over and you seen who was losing, you kind of knew what was going to happen on SmackDown, if you ask me.
Yep.
And then you look at this you look at Payback, and you're like, man, now you can kind of see really how Payback's going to go.
Yeah.
So it's almost pointless, and it makes absolutely no sense. Because KO's going to win. And you're pretty sure Randy Orton's going to win,
I think he'll lose, but...
I think he's going to keep it because I can't see Brock. He's too big of an attraction for them to move him to SmackDown. I don't think they want to. And I think Brock's going to fight Braun. So let's get into Raw.
Man,
let's talk about...
We wanted that to happen forever, but...
Let's talk about Braun because that was the highlight of the week.
Oh, yeah. Can you give him a belt now?
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Hashtag thank you Strowman.
Yeah.
Hashtag fuck you Roman.
Yeah.
Hashtag you deserve it.
Yep.
And man, when you thought the first attack was over, It got better. And then when you thought it couldn't get any better, it did. He got, I'm not finished with you. He climbs in the ambulance, beats him around, and then he tips it over after dropping him off the dock. And here's the funny thing, I couldn't help but say it, you know, like he's beating him up backstage, and he power slams him on one of them torque crates, and I was like, oh, he kicks out at 2. Because he kicked out of it after he got put through the table, and then he's got his head smashed. But man, I thought Roman really sold a lot of that pretty good.
The one thing I wish they would have done, they nailed it 100%. Well, 99. The thing that would have made it 100% is at the end when the ambulance drivers was in the second ambulance and they run up to get in the driver door. It would have been amazing. We got them sling back and he drove off and Braun was driving the ambulance off of something. I thought that would be amazing.
But Braun would be in it.
It would be cool.
It'd been cool if he had jumped off a ramp, ran down it, and caught the ambulance and then threw it.
Or if he pushed it and put off running and threw it off something.
Oh, off the dock. That would have been really, really cool. Like, they need to do stuff with him like that. Like, we were talking about... this is one of the biggest things you've seen in Raw in a really long time. Like, it fits in the attitude.
Yes.
We were talking about that earlier. But, man, I want to see him take something like... Like, it'd been even cooler... Like, instead of tipping over the ambulance, when he threw him off the dock, he just, like, ripped the motor out of the ambulance and chunked it at me.
I see in Raw, man, because we talked about Braun last time. We're like, oh, he ain't going to build it. They're not going to push him. And damn was we wrong on Raw. But Raw is so bad. I was talking about this, and I'll talk about it now, about having him do something epic and then turn right around and bury him. It makes no sense. Don't do that. Don't have him fight the Big Show again and then have him Roman beat him. Don't do that. Have him do feats of strength every week where he's just demolishing stuff.
Yeah. Because to me, I think the reason this has happened is because they don't want Roman to fight Brock yet.
Yeah.
And so by Braun destroying Roman, it makes him next in line for Brock. And the whole and then the question is, okay, so why would they destroy Roman Reigns like this after they just built him up to be this big heel? Like, did they do this to take heat off of him so he's gone off camera, hoping that fans will forget that he retired The Undertaker?
They're not
it's never going to happen.
I feel that that's what they're trying to do. They're like, take a month off, we don't know what to do.
So
that ain't working.
And then what makes me scared about that is like, okay, so we're going to set it up. Braun versus Brock. And you don't get a clean finish because Roman interferes.
I hate that.
And that is almost like WWE style anymore. You get something big like that and someone interferes.
Yeah.
And it's never resolved. Because I want to see Braun take that title. That needs to be old school. If this was old school wrestling, he'd have had it. He'd already had it by now.
Yes.
You know, Hogan would have been trying to pose and beat him by now. I mean, I mean, they need to. I think they're to the point where they have to put that title on him now.
Oh yeah.
Because, you know, that was the big thing about Brock when they brought him back. He was destroying people and running them over. You got a new guy for that. Braun is not a man. He's a monster.
Yeah, he's a monster.
I mean, if he's a monster among men, yeah, that's what they need to treat him at. But other than that, Raw was pretty solid this week.
Yeah, it was.
Revival versus New Day.
Oh my God.
Awesome finish.
You know what's bad? They get in the ring and they fight each other. And I thought, this is one of the best tag matches I've seen in forever. And then New Day goes to SmackDown.
Yeah, right. Well, like I said, it was almost like when you could see these people lose and you knew they were going to SmackDown.
Revival.
They were just putting over who they needed to before they went.
They're big. They're big for a reason.
That is another reason why I think they'll have them titles at the end of the year. Because they've been down there and proved like, man, we're over. Just give them to us.
Yes.
I mean, it's almost like...
well, what's bad is they're on there with the Hardys.
I know. Let's go ahead and get to that.
I love the Hardys, but don't have them on the same show.
Let's get to that. I just realized that watching Raw, they have not interviewed the Hardys yet at all.
Nope.
And I think that's to protect Matt's broken gimmick.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's still got the hair, he's still got the arms out wide, you know. And I think as long as you don't interview him, you give that illusion that it's there.
How long can it run with that illusion?
Well, I don't know. Vince McMahon has enough money to probably just buy out that lawsuit. Like, literally, eventually Impact's going to have to stop.
Yeah.
And I think if he just keeps throwing money at it, doing what he can, eventually they're going to win it. Just by default, I would think. Yeah. But, I think that's what they're doing. Which we were talking about earlier. You've seen the whole reason a lot of people think Bray's coming to Raw is so he can break the Hardys, you know?
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I want to see the Hardys, like, okay, you're broken, well, now it's going to become obsolete. And I really want to see something like that. You could still use the same gimmick, you're just changing the name of it.
That'd be cool.
But in the end, the Revival facing the Hardys is inevitable.
Yes.
Another thing get to on Raw is Seth Rollins. How do you feel about him being a babyface?
I like it, but if you're going to babyface him, I don't know if it's going to work on Raw with all that talent. Man, what do you do with him? I think they might bury him, man.
They're not going to bury him. He's too popular.
I don't want him to bury him.
I like. It's weird that Joe come out and attacked him, injured him, and then he still had to fight Triple H, and now he's back fighting Joe. Yeah. And in a way that doesn't make a lot of sense.
So you got Joe, you got Rollins, you got Finn going all at it, and you got Roman, and you got Braun.
Well, Finn's against Bray, so let's back up there for a second.
I forgot Bray.
It's like Seth Rollins on the microphone trying to be face to me just doesn't fit. Because for one, his voice, it's not a baby face voice. It's real gravelly. It's almost like he's going through man puberty. Man, are they going to let Ambrose lose the belt and bring the Shield back? Please God, no. Well, like I said, that's a good thing. I love the Shield, but I hate by doing that, they're trying to hide Roman. Yeah, but man, think about that. You know what? Do it. Hide Roman. The Shield, I still like the Shield, but hide him if you want. That way I know Braun is going to get that belt. But here's the thing, though. You could also have the Shield show up to destroy Braun. You could also have him destroy Brock. Oh, if they show up to destroy Brock, that might be kind of cool. I mean, think about it. That was a big thing. Ryback, when they showed up, Ryback was huge. He hadn't lost. He was fighting Punk, and then they showed up and demolished him. But does that make sense, though? Because you got, okay, so you're going to start the Shield up after Rollins says he ain't that guy no more. He ain't the guy that takes the easy road. Oh. He just said that on Raw. Oh. They turn right around, you're on Shield. If they did bring him back. Well, I mean, now there's enough titles for everybody. I mean, you could put two of them keeps the tag titles, one of them have the Intercontinental title. You've got whatever main tag division. Dear God. I mean, really, right now the Universal title and the tag titles are the only thing Dean Ambrose hasn't won. Yeah. I mean, he's got more titles than both of them, really. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's longest reigning U.S. champion, two-time Intercontinental champion, and WWE champion. What do you think about they do Finn? He's coming out and he's not been the Demon. Would it be cool to me if he does this for a while and him and Bray start a feud like they're doing, and he kind of does the whole Randy and Dana Bryan thing where he'll get him to be on his side and he'll come out as the Demon again, but it'll be under Bray's control. I can see that. Which the Demon thing is more like a pay-per-view thing. Yeah. Like that's when the dollar comes out. And I think that's. Or if he brings that out to fight Bray. Well, it's going to, and I feel that's the only reason they're setting that up. Yeah. Because you've got the two spooky characters in a sense facing off against one another, and I don't like them being paired up for that reason. Yeah, it's almost like it's kind of like watching Rude and Nakamura come out. It's almost like a battle of entrances. Yeah, and in a way, it's a lot of what WWE is right now. Look at all the grand entrances you got, and it's funny because last week you asked me who's going to have the best entrance now that Undertaker's gone, and then you start thinking about all these guys, and you're just like, wow. It's like we're talking about like Aleister Black's entrance. So he's so big right now. I know we should talk about him in the next team. We'll say that for when we get there. Oh my God. So, man, another note that I wanted to make towards Raw. If there's anything you got in mind, but we was talking about the Shield get back together and Ambrose. Do you ever think he's going to have another big title run? Ambrose? Yeah. No. I feel that way too. I feel that he's now a mid-card guy. He rocked his dice early, coming out of the Shield, and they tried to hold. I said it when he first started doing it. They tried to kind of mix him with Foley and Austin. The way he acts, he kind of crazy. He comes out like Austin did, but he can take a beating, and he's dumb. Not dumb. Big Foley ain't dumb, but he'll do shit like hit me with this, hit me with that. He's got Foley's durability, Austin's mentality. And that also, of course, I feel that does too, but see, that's my thing about him though. He can be his same character and still be babyface or heel.
Yeah.
And I think the fans still love him. It doesn't matter. Because I think he's got that mentality for that. But, just sitting there watching him when he opened up Raw with the whole John Cena thing, which was funny. And, and that's the thing. He's comic relief too.
Yeah.
And it's weirdly strange seeing. It's been a long time since a guy that's put that high up is doing comedy relief, And that's been something maybe since the early 90s, early 2000s you've probably not seen.
Yeah.
Like, Rock was doing some, Angle was doing some, Steve Austin was doing it. And I just watching Raw, I just thought, man, I don't think he's ever going to get off of this now. Especially now that he's on Raw.
Yeah, he got on there with all that talent.
And that's,
Unless they're going to take all that talent like we're talking and start the Shield.
No, I don't think they. I think
if they start the Shield, maybe Finn will get a new Balor Club, and it will have Joe in.
Well, you still got the original guys there. So, but that's my thing though. I don't think they're going to do that because I think they've learned that from the NWO. When they brought back the Outsiders of Hogan. Like they didn't do it just right. It failed.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to step away from that. But I really feel that he is going to get lost in the mix with all them guys.
And you got Angle on there managing, which is very interesting because he has so many stars.
I think he's going to have, for the show, he's going to have a lot of problems. I think that's what it's going to be played off. He's going to have too many hotheads.
They got too many people.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the problem.
What happened?
I mean, in a 3-hour show, too.
That's why they got to do stables.
Yeah, stables.
What's bad is if you do stables, you got to bring Shield back, and I want it, but I don't want it at the same time.
Me either, no. I don't either. But, I mean, because right now the big thing, I don't care how popular the Hardys are right now. I think Braun is bigger than that right now. I really, especially after Monday. But here's the thing. The Hardys, that thing is going to stay around. With Braun, you don't know how it's going to be from week to week. But if they keep him doing stuff like that, man, Raw is going to get over every week. Because, Raw, the main event was pretty good with Ambrose and KO. But then you had the Smackdown's main event, which we'll get to, was phenomenal. Because it's got AJ Styles.
Yeah.
But I still don't think that was better than Braun.
No, Braun's amazing. And man, if you're gonna do it, man, have Brock actually come out there. Which I keep saying, I think he's going to SmackDown. But if he's on Raw, you have him come out there, and you have Braun come out there, and you have Braun destroy Brock.
So,
and that'd be crazy.
And that's the thing, Payback is a pay-per-view for Raw, and Brock's not even on a card, and he just won the title.
Yeah.
Which is kind of shitty. Mm-hmm. And I'm afraid that's what you're going to get a lot of. And so, okay, say we go with your theory that Bray does win the title. That means both main titles are on Raw.
That's why I think Brock's going to show up on SmackDown with that belt.
I don't think it needs him. I think you could do something interesting on SmackDown with just Sami Zayn, KO, AJ Styles, and Nakamura. Go ahead, throw Baron Corbin in there just around the U.S. title because Randy Orton's not going to fight with that.
Yeah.
He's not. But with all them guys, it's all gold to them because they're still new.
Yeah.
So I think you could really do something and really good with that. So with that, step on over to SmackDown. That's pretty much Raw. Covered all your big points unless you got anything you'd like to bring up.
No, that's it.
So SmackDown opens up with Kevin Owens. It's weird not seeing with that beard and dressed up real nice. And then Sami Zayn comes up, which I like that.
Yeah.
Even though, last week I said it'd be cool when we talked about, they needed to do tie-in pay-per-views with both Raw and SmackDown. You could do Sami Owens and Sami and Owens. But now it's that nagging thorn that's always going to be in his side. Mm-hmm. And I really like that. And like I said, now you've got, with them two, with AJ Styles, you've got 3 people that can wrestle Nakamura.
Yep.
And I think that's really, really good. I mean, that's a main event every show.
You got 4 wrestlers plus Baron Corbin that are amazing, and you got Randy. Man, that's 6. They all can wrestle. The tag team is just what's weak on there. Ugh.
And speaking of, American Alpha had a rematch with the Usos. It wasn't bad, but Chad Gable's awesome moonsault and that match was unbelievable.
Kurt Angle's kids? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that's what you.
Oh, they can't talk like Angle.
But man,
they need a manager.
That was just damn near perfect moonsault. He hit that, and I was just like, wow, that was impressive.
Yeah, in the ring, they're bad.
Yeah, they're awesome in the ring, but man, they cannot talk to save them lives, which does not help SmackDown's tag team division. So let's just run through that. Okay, Usos, American Alpha, Primo and Epico, they came out like after that, right? So there's your jobbers.
I think they're going to turn them, just based on, talking smack, I feel they're going to turn them into like they're already bad, but they're going to change their bad gimmick. I think they're going to be kind of like the Usos.
Really? See, I don't watch Talking Smack and Raw, so that's something you have on me. I don't watch it. So
Daniel Bryan says, and who else? Daniel Bryan, and they had Dolph Ziggler on there, and they were both talking about how these guys have star power and they don't do it right on Raw, so they're going to change it on SmackDown.
Well, and that's the thing. You have the Ascension.
Maybe they'll finally build them up.
I wish they would. I mean, that's the one.
And that's one thing they asked Daniel Bryan on there, and they're talking about the tag team division. He was like, "We're going to give other people a shot to reestablish themselves."
And
that's what he meant.
Because down in NXT, they were huge, and it's just the gimmick.
Maybe getting some of these guys like them and build them back up.
Like if they would have changed their gimmick to more of a modern day, like Baron Corbin look. Like I always thought that them, if they went like with a Baron Corbin look, they would make a really cool faction. All three of them.
Yeah.
And I mean, they've got that metal style to them, and which we love our metal.
Yeah.
So, and I think they would do really good.
A team I like, which is weird, but they're a jobber team, but they need to change them. I like the Fashion Police.
See, I forget that they're on there, and they're fun.
They're fun, and they're both badass wrestlers. It's just it's funny to watch it, but funny don't give you belts. Funny makes you a jobber in that sense.
Yeah, see, but
like, what can you do to spice that up?
I feel, which everybody knows, how WWE likes to cut out like crowd noise.
Yeah.
I feel like they're over with the crowd because like when they fought Cena and Fandango's like giving him the tickets and then he cuts him down for his shorts. That was hilarious, and you can tell people thought that was funny. But I don't ever see that getting over. Maybe in the early 90s that would have.
That's why I think they need to change that up. But that's what they're going to try to do, apparently. And they're going to take these... And that's something. If he takes this tag division and makes it into something by the end of the year...
It'll be impressive.
Man.
And now you have the New Day. And you
know about them.
And that's the thing. You don't want them to dominate everything.
Yeah.
So maybe with Kofi gone, they'll take a back seat. But here's the thing, I mean, you throw them in there, well, how many times did they beat the Usos?
Yeah.
So they're automatically the dominating team on Raw.
Well, they're a face. The Usos are a heel. American Alpha's a face that needs a manager.
And they're your only two face tag teams.
And then you got the Ascension, who are badass, and they need to redo them. And I believe you need to do something with the Fashion Police. And then we were talking about them all ago. Epico and
Primo.
I don't know, man. I don't like them, but a lot of people say they have talent. They just don't know how to use it. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah. And it's like we said, man, Raw is loaded with tag teams. They should have moved, like, Info Cast, they should have moved to SmackDown.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way they're going to win some tag titles, is to get away from...
it's so bad. They have never won the tag titles, and they are freaking huge.
Okay, so right now, just based on what we've talked about, would you say that overall, Raw has the better, is going to be known better more for their tag team battles, and then SmackDown is going to be known more for their singles battles?
Yes.
Because that's the way it's looking. I mean, you look at it on paper, who got moved and what they've got, that's what it looks like.
That's definitely what it is.
Speaking of people that got moved, Lana and Rusev both got moved to SmackDown. Now, Rusev's hurt. And Lana had this stripper thing going on, like...
oh, I know.
Kind of like the expose they did when they tried to bring back ECW. Yeah, I bet you saw it. Who didn't see it? Do you think that's a tease for Rusev going face? Because when he was doing the handsome Rusev thing and it was getting over, so you think we're going to get like sexy Lana and handsome Rusev?
Oh, dude, that'd be great.
Would that not be awesome?
That'd be badass. They haven't had nobody like Top Venus forever, and Rusev could do it.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Yes.
But if you put a comical twist to that,
that's what I'm talking about.
I think that would be great. I think that would be awesome. And see, there's somebody else. What do you do with him when he comes back?
Well, we talked about Baron Corbin. They're going to feud.
Ooh, man, that would be pretty awesome.
They're going to feud, and it might be for the U.S. title eventually.
I think it's time to let Rusev get some of that top spotlight.
Yeah.
He needs to. He is a really good worker. Because, man, when he finally made his debut on the main roster, man, we were huge on
they
him.
built him up, and then they buried him on Raw.
Yeah, and they buried him. Cena buried him.
Yes.
He buried him at Mania.
I want to take y'all back. Way, way back. When Rusev had this belt, was it 2 years ago?
A little longer than that.
Wait, when he had his big run.
A duplex.
And he fought Jack Swagger for the belt on the 4th of July.
Man, yeah, we thought that was it.
They didn't let him win. And I thought, man, they need to let him win. And now Swagger's gone. But I feel like at that point when they let Rusev win, I figured, man, they're really going to push this guy. And then they buried him.
Yeah, they buried him.
It's horrible.
And really, which I liked when he was with the League of Nations.
I like the League.
I really thought it was really good. I think Del Rio was the weak point in that. I think they needed another guy.
He was too big. He was too big at the time to be put in that.
Well, you got a guy from Mexico, and then you got all these Euro guys. You know. But we had Nakamura and Ziggler face off.
Yep.
When Nakamura said, "Do you know who I am?"
I loved it.
Does there a part of you not think The Rock was going to come out and be like, "It doesn't matter what your name is"?
I didn't think of that, but
that's the first thing I thought about. You know, and I thought that'd been funny. And even though we know The Rock would kill him in promos, just because he speaks broken English against The Rock,
but it's great.
I think that match is going to blow people's minds.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ziggler is the perfect jobber.
It's funny because he is the perfect jobber, and Ziggler is still he is a 100% badass wrestler.
Yeah, and he's all, and I feel that, like we was talking about Dean Ambrose, he's going to be like the next Dolph Ziggler.
Yep.
He's a gatekeeper.
He went up there, got the belt, and he fell back down.
Yep. Except for, I think that you'll see Ambrose hold between the U.S. title and the Intercontinental title, like for the rest of his career. He maybe some tags. He's working.
Ziggler was badass when he came out with what's her name? AJ. I love that.
Yeah.
I loved it when he did that.
You know, that's one thing going back to Rusev and Lana. You know, when they gave her this gimmick, it just didn't work because she was with Ziggler. And don't get me wrong, man. I mean, she was doing this American thing, but it seems every time they try to split her up, it fails.
Man, that'd be cool. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool if they did. What if he ain't coming back, but see if Punk ever came back, it'd be a perfect time to do it.
Man, hey, you know what?
If they do my whole switch like I think's going to happen, Brock comes out, he's got the belt, and then boom. See him, they hit his music.
Well, think about it, man. Jim Cornette was at, the Hall of Fame, and, man, he's bad enough for WWE left and right. So never say never. We won't see CM Punk back. I don't think it's going to happen. They don't need him.
They don't need him, but it would be cool if he come back and fought Brock.
And beat him. SmackDown.
They still chant CM Punk.
Yeah, they chanted on both shows.
Every fucking show, and it's been over a year.
I'm glad you said that. That's one thing I was thinking about. That's how
he's still over.
That's how over he is. Because there's 3 chants you're gonna in the WWE that's been there for a while, and he's one of them that's got it. It's just his name. He's got the yes chant.
Yeah.
Before that,
Delete.
what? Oh yeah, that's new. But the Austin what?
Yeah.
What? And now you got the whole delete thing.
Woo woo. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but I don't think that'll stick around.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it'll stick around. So
it won't stick around like what? Or yes.
Yeah.
Delete will be sticking around forever.
I think Delete will be around forever. So they had an amazing triple threat, and the winner got to fight the winner of the U.S. title match.
Yep.
And
it was awesome.
Had a lot of good high points in it. And the main thing that stuck out to me is, once again, Baron Corbin shines in a triple threat. You look at the one he had with Ziggler and AJ Styles.
I hope he don't job, because he's
really improving.
Boy, they got a lot with him.
Man, I remember we'd go to shows, and I'd have that Baron Corbin run. I had someone tell me, and why are you wearing Baron Corbin? I was like, man, just give him time. Give him time, and he's going to get over it.
Yeah. And Corbin in that triple threat with them guys on Raw, he's so awesome.
He's not on Raw, he's on SmackDown.
Yeah, my bad. SmackDown. Got it wrong. But even we mess up. But he's so good, and he's moving up, and I don't want him to job him, and he shouldn't be jobbed. But like we was kind of talking about earlier, when Rusev comes back, that would be one hell of a rivalry. I guarantee it.
That'd be a good slugfest. You know, and he's got to fix that balding spot.
Yeah, it does look kind of weird.
He's got to. Because, I mean, okay, I kind of laughed about this other day. I got to think about it. If you took his head of hair and you took Dean Ambrose's head of hair, they would have less hair than Nakamura, and his head is shaved on the side.
Yep.
But, yeah, he really stood out. And, I mean, obviously AJ makes everybody look good.
Yep.
And then, you know, and here's the thing. Oh, Sami Zayn was in there. Because I was like, him and AJ Styles looked good, so good, I couldn't even tell you who the other guys. It was Sami Zayn. And
he was good in the match too.
And if you look at those guys, you can really be like, wow, this is what the main event for SmackDown's going to look like for a while. Throw KO in there, you throw Nakamura, and SmackDown's going to kill it.
Yeah.
And I, you know,
their main events will dominate.
You thought this past year SmackDown was awesome.
Yeah.
Man, just imagine what it's going to be this year.
Yep.
And then, which Styles won, he won the right to face the winner, which we said, you know, it's kind of already set up like all these matches that's been cross-promoted, I guess, now for Payback. You know Kevin Owens is going to win. And I think that's kind of a neat callback because when Styles showed up to Royal Rumble 2016, who eliminated him? Remember? Kevin Owens.
Oh, he did.
He said, welcome to the WWE, and threw him out.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Now this is like a callback to that. And, you know, right now, man, these are my two favorite guys in the WWE, and I'm really looking forward to watching them fight.
I was thinking about that the other week. The first week, he said, name the top 3 wrestlers. The 3 I named are on SmackDown.
Hey, what's that tell you, though?
Nakamura and AJ Styles. And who's the other one I named? I thought he was on SmackDown. But anyway, go back and check it out. But I believe they're all on SmackDown.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know Owens is going to win because we've already seen AJ Styles and Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
And because the internet tells you everything and ruins everything, you already know he's going on towards Fozzy.
That's Facebook Live.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, so you know it's going to come down to them two. And here's the thing, okay? I mean, if Bray wins that title and goes to Raw with it, if Brock doesn't come to SmackDown, which he can't come to SmackDown, they've already done the shakeup. He's got to stay on Raw. He's there.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So this is your main title on Raw.
It would do what they've
Which
been
he did
trying
say,
to do.
you know, he was the premier champion on Raw. That's what Kevin Owens was saying. Which to me was a shot at Brock Lesnar because he knew Brock Lesnar was going to come around.
They've been trying to build up the U.S. title, though, for a long time by putting it on people bigger and better to carry it.
Well, I don't know if you remember me talking about this, but when all these guys started coming up from the independents and whatnot, and I always thought it would be a really cool idea to take these guys and make them all fight over one title, but they're constantly dropping it just to show you how competitive and how good these guys are. So, like, you know, okay, Kevin Owens wins, fights AJ Styles. AJ Styles keeps it 2 or 3 weeks. Sami Zayn takes it from him. Maybe he keeps it a week. Nakamura takes it, holds it for a month. KO takes it back. Make it look real competitive because that's what these guys did.
Maybe that's why both titles might be on Raw. So they can do that with the U.S. title and not have to worry about anybody passing Ric Flair, John Cena, the record.
You know, and maybe that's a way of Shane McMahon showing, you know, we don't need a main title to make our guy to make our show awesome.
We've been saying about, man, we might want to write this down. Well, Raw is top heavy right now. They have a lot of, well, there's top heavy. They got a lot of good tag teams, they got a lot of good individuals, and then they got a lot of jobbers. And maybe the reason they got so many more is because both those fucking belts are going to be over there.
That's true. But like I said, you know, you said they're top heavy, but do any of those guys honestly stand out?
I'm talking about as a whole.
Yeah.
They probably have 10 guys that are at the top level, but they're none of them as good as the 3 or 4 that SmackDown's got.
Well, I agree with that, but here's the thing. You're right, they're top heavy. Okay, let's go top guys Raw. Yeah, Rollins, Reigns, you have Samoa Joe now, you got Finn Balor, who else is over there now? Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Which is probably the best talk.
And I love The Miz, but we haven't talked about
Miz,
him.
yeah. Which they're not going to make him top guy.
They need Miz to keep doing the John Cena and getting
And because man, just put Miz over Brock. I'd be happy. But he's not going to. And if you can count Brock, you don't know when he's going to be back.
Yeah.
We look at those guys. Bray's the only guy that can really talk on the microphone. Talk good. And then you look at Styles, he can. KO can. Nakamura's got more charisma than almost all of Raw combined.
Yeah.
The only person that's going to come close is Enzo. And then...
We also got Dean Ambrose over there.
Oh, yeah, you got Ambrose. But
if they're naming them, they have like 8 or 9 that kind of float in there. SmackDown's got the best 3. And then Sammy's good.
Oh, I'd say 4 because none of them guys on Raw, I don't think, if you took any 2 of them... Okay, let's put it this way. You got 4 guys on Raw, so you're going to have KO versus Zayn, Styles, Nakamura. And you take those guys and you rotate them. So, say you got a card and you got 2 guys. Just any 2 guys from SmackDown, the other 2 fight each other. Yeah. Do you think any other match on Raw, if you took all their guys, are going to compare to them 2 matches?
No, they're not.
Because here's the thing. Right now, you can pair 2 guys on each match that know each other tremendously. Styles, Nakamura, KO, Sami Zayn. No one in the world is going to get tired of seeing that.
No.
No one is.
And it's only a 2-hour show, and there's your 30 to 40 minutes.
And you know that Nakamura and AJ Styles can easily go an hour.
Yeah, so if you had 30 to 40 minutes with 4 guys, you had Charlotte in there, that's an hour, you had a 30-minute commercial, you got 30 minutes you can do with the rest of it.
Okay. So speaking of Charlotte, let's get to that. They really pulled one over on everybody on SmackDown. That to me,
I knew he was going to do that.
I felt bad for her, though.
It was kind of like we laughed at her.
Yeah, because you knew everybody just wanted to, boo.
Unless they turned her into like a beast and her and Charlotte throw down.
I think they messed up. Okay, here's my thing. They made Nia Jax look really good on Raw, and I know we skipped a lot of that. But to me, the Nia Jax should have been on the same show together. And you put them 2 monster fights because they're big, they're tall women.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, to me, Nia Jax, they need to play Nia Jax like Braun Strowman.
She still dwarfs to that.
Even though, I thought her and Charlotte had a really good match on Raw. Even though they kind of botched something.
Yeah.
Man, she hit face first. Charlotte didn't, that had to hurt. But I think, I really thought Nia Jax was going to come to SmackDown after that. They were building her up, and then Shane McMahon would be like, man, we want her. But let's get to the women's division there. She showed up, and I don't like how they didn't let her talk on the mic. She just did her circle and went back. To back up, fuck man, I keep forgetting about Ty Dillinger, and now he's still on NXT too. So
he's on SmackDown.
I know, right? Like I said, he's gonna be
great.
He's gonna.
Since they only got 4 or 5 top guys, they're gonna build a building.
There you go. But like I said, we forgot about him. He's gonna get lost shuffled just like Zack Ryder.
So anyway, you had them 4, and then you had him, and then you had Baron Corbin, and you had Rusev. SmackDown might have more than what I thought up top.
Yeah, you might be right. So let's get back to the women. So you got Charlotte. So finally you're going to see Charlotte get to wrestle the only chick in NXT that hasn't got a hold of any of them girls are on. Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
I'd say automatically she's already the top woman there. And she's easily the top woman altogether.
In my opinion, you strip the belt off Naomi and give it to Charlotte.
Yeah, I would. I don't disagree with that at all. Because, here's
I know that she's kind of over right now. But Charlotte can wrestle the brakes off Naomi.
Oh my God, yeah. And that's the thing. Becky Lynch is the only person that holds a candle to her over there.
Yeah.
Since they took away Mickie James and Alexa Bliss.
And I like Becky Lynch. Maybe they can start a badass rivalry over there.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Okay, well, Charlotte's there, and she would obviously be the next choice to fight Naomi. But do you give her that opportunity automatically after she's on a losing streak? Because they built her up for that before she went over she lost.
I think they're going to rival Charlotte with that one chick. The other one we just talked about her, Tamina or whatever.
Oh, Tamina?
I think they're going to rival those and try to build her up a little bit. Because, man, they got to build her up. Because they only got 6 or 7 people on the women's division of SmackDown.
But here's the thing. I think they build her down because they want her to go face now.
They want Charlotte to go face?
I think they do.
I love her as a heel.
She needs to be a heel.
She's Ric Flair.
Yeah, it's
she's got to be a heel.
But I feel that's what they're going to do. Because she lost, she's lost 3 or 4 matches now coming into SmackDown. If you want to be a face, man, you make people have pity for her.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, between her and Becky Lynch, man, I mean, nothing against Naomi. She's nowhere near their level. But I mean, you don't have anything. You just literally stripped everything on SmackDown except for really the main event spot. But like you said, man, there's a lot of guys you're not thinking of there right now.
And they're all going to make an impact.
I knew I should have wrote down both rosters before he started this just for that point.
They're going to make an impact. So it's going to be more deeper than what I thought. And then really, I know you only have 6 women, but that only one match a week is all you need.
Well, and you've got the 32-woman tournament coming up too. That's probably going to make some stars.
And yeah, that's going to make some stars. That's going to build up. And I bet after they do that is when.
Man, that's not until like the summer. Though.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, so that'll start in the summer. The draft is in the summer.
If they have
some of those people will get drafted if they have a draft.
You think maybe that's what they're doing? That's why they did the shakeup to see how things would play out before they did the draft.
And then they're going to have this tournament, and the UK is going to join the NXT. So more than NXT guys, then they're going to have their own show. So I don't know.
And that's the thing, they need to start doing stuff with the UK. But we'll get into that too on another episode, like when we do NXT and 205 Live. But overall, your opinion of the shakeup?
That was good.
I guess we both agree SmackDown Live got the better end of the deal.
I think it got the better end of the deal, but I don't know if they had the best moment because Braun, good to have a star there.
Yeah, but that's the thing, they bury him too much. They bury him too much.
It's funny because we talked about all the other guys. We was talking about Seth Rollins, and we was talking about Kevin Owens a while ago. We was talking about all the big ones. We didn't mention Braun. He's bigger than all of them right now.
That's true.
At this particular moment.
That to the fans, he's the biggest. But man, I mean, just some of the stuff they're doing. Like when he backed down from Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I hated it.
And that was the thing. Like, well, we just killed you being this big badass. And then the next week, he was tossing Roman around. Like
I think they found out last week. The reaction of the crowd, the reaction on Twitter, Facebook, went wild, internet. That holy shit, we better do something with it.
I know, I was all over Twitter with it.
So it might be cool, man, if Brock's in the ring and he comes back up and he gets in the ring and says, fuck it, destroys Brock in front of everybody. And then Brock has to run back, jump out of the ring, and then be like, what have I done?
Yeah, I mean, like, wow, I would leave. I mean, see, I think that would be a good angle for Braun. You let Braun just run around and destroy Raw one night, and it comes to a face-off between him and Brock. And then maybe that's where Paul Heyman realizes that he needs to let Brock go.
Oh man, if he switched to Braun.
So Braun destroys Paul Heyman, and then no one's got Brock Lesnar on a leash. He comes in the next week, screws up Raw just like Braun did the week before, and then you've got no choice but to let them fight each other. King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yep.
So
what are you doing, Heyman? He's a badass announcer.
Yeah, he's gonna get. No, I'm just saying, just for the feud.
Yeah,
he's just broke. So, and I think that's what they need to do. I think that's going to be your biggest angle for Raw. But the thing is, they're going to let Brock beat him.
I don't think so.
No, they do, man, because they want.
I think this time when they fight, they will fight. He will beat and get the belt from Brock Lesnar.
Man, I think they want Brock and Roman way too much. Paul Heyman did a really good job of putting that together last week.
He tried.
Well, there's Braun. And I think Braun right now has the potential to be like Daniel Bryan when the whole Occupy Wall thing was up. Remember when was that? That's pretty awesome.
Because they're wanting Roman so bad, the fans don't let it happen.
I know, and that's the thing. It's like, well, WWE's like, well, we want to do Batista at the Royal Rumble, and everybody was so pissed. And now they're like, well, we want to do Roman, but everybody wants Braun just like they wanted Daniel Bryan.
It would be cool if Braun come out and he tore the ring up.
Lifted it up and dumped it over.
Like, Roman comes out and he gets in the ring, and they're going to let Roman fight Brock instead. He gets pissed, comes out there, beats him up in the middle of the ring, and then tears the fucking ring down.
Oh, look at that. So, to wrap this episode up on Raw and SmackDown, when does Roman come back?
A month from now?
I bet it's next week.
I hope it ain't.
I bet it is. You watch.
You're probably right.
Because, I mean, okay,
If he does come back, it's going to be on the monitor and he's going to be in a neck brace and shit.
Satellite via
When
satellite.
I get healed, I'm going to come back.
Man, they would get him some good beat up makeup. And he's just like, sucking through a straw and shit. So,
the first time they tried to do Shield, sorry, this is the end of it. But the first time they tried to do Shield, they wanted them to be heel. They wound up turning into a group everybody liked.
NWO. Basically.
What if they brought them back, but his hatred, they hate Roman so bad, that actually become...
I don't think that's why you'll never get the Shield. That right there. I don't think you'll ever will. People hate him so much.
That's what I'm saying. What if they put it there and people would have said, hell with it, I'll be one of them, they boo him anyway.
Wow.
They actually hate them. They actually become the heel group that they're supposed to be when they came over. I don't know.
I think they like him being the big dog now, and the solo guy doesn't need any help. Even though Dean Ambrose, beginning of last year was bailing out of everything.
Yeah.
So we decided we were gonna do some weekly questions at the end of the shows, just kind of giving over ideas. So between Raw and SmackDown, depending on time, we'll add NXT, 205 Live, whatever we can get in, because we're trying to make these about an hour long. So. Match of the week. We've covered Raw and SmackDown.
Let's see. Match of the week. If we're doing Raw and SmackDown only.
Yeah, for right now.
Yeah, because we're mainly Raw and SmackDown. It is definitely the triple threat match on SmackDown.
Easily. See, man, I was really big on Charlotte and Nia Jax until that. Which. Man, as soon as they announced it, you knew it was going to blow everything. And that's the thing. Yeah. I think you're going to expect that from SmackDown from now on.
Yep.
You know it is. And one thing we thought would be really neat, which we know what it's going to be, or maybe finish of the week.
That belongs to the Revival. Their match with New Day, the way that ended, was absolutely amazing. You know what? They almost can hit that move like Randy Orton hits the RKO.
I like to put it as where DDP hits the diamond.
Yeah, because it comes out of nowhere.
Okay, so you say that's the best finish of the week.
Oh, I love it.
So would you say that's better than the finish of basically Braun's promo? Would you count that?
No, because that's a non-in-ring thing.
It was pretty awesome.
The best thing that happened outside of the ring. Well, that question's for now.
There you go. Okay.
It's Braun.
Yeah, and outside the ropes. Best outside the ropes. But other than that, I'd agree it has to be that. It's phenomenal as every move was in that triple threat. Yeah, it was. Because you totally didn't expect it. And it's so cool to hit your finisher out of someone else's double.
It's funny because in NXT they did the same thing on Acolytes of Pain.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know where, boom, twice with that before.
Yeah, so once again, this is 2 weeks in a row. SmackDown was pretty solid.
Yep.
So we're the Villains, man. We're signing off. I'm Justin Von Doom.
This is Evan the Great.
Man, you can follow us on Facebook. Send us some tweets, man. I've been covering wrestling, Monday, Tuesday nights, pretty heavy on our Twitter account. You can subscribe to us on YouTube where you're watching this later, and we'll catch you later, guys.